What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight 8610, and today we have our Yugioh Arc-V episode 36 and 37 review for you guys. Yes, I got a little bit behind because of Christmas, New Year's, all this other stuff going on, as I've said many times throughout my videos. And yeah, so I got a little bit behind on this. Everything else, the next episodes I should be on, normal times. Like I said, I think it's normally Wednesdays or Tuesdays when I get subs. I think it's usually one or the other day. Sometimes it's different on the different websites I go to watch the episodes. So anyway, both episodes are really good. There's a lot of info in them too, so it's really not good to have these two episodes together in one video, because hopefully this won't be too long of a video. And also too, yeah, there's too many Y names in this, because we have Yuya, Yuto, Yugioh, or Hugo. I don't know, I'm seeing both on the Wikipedia. I thought it was Yugioh in the sub that I saw, but I'm also seeing people say Hugo and that's a Synchro user. People that may be confused, and like me, of course, that's very confused. And then you have the Fusion user, and I don't even remember his name yet because I couldn't memorize it because I'm still battling over whose name is what. And there's even, people are calling Yuto Ute sometimes, I think, as well. So pick a name, please, because it's really confusing for me. I like just going with the Y names most of the time, so I'm probably just going to stick with those for now until I, see more of the other, I guess. I don't know. It's really hard for me to memorize names anyway of people that are in everyday life, and they're making it really hard for me now. But anyway, in this episode we left off, of course, where it was Sora versus Yuto, and Yuya steps in, and then it becomes a battle royale. He brings out Odd Eyes, and he's going to attack Odd Eyes into Dark Rebellion Dragon. And, they'll destroy each other, but since Odd Eyes is a Pendulum Monster, as Reiji even says, he can just bring it back. I mean, he just goes to the extra deck. He can just Pendulum Summon it right back. And, of course, Yuto always has an answer for everything, so he's able to stop it, and everything too. And I thought it was pretty mean too of Sora, where he's just like, after Yuya wasn't able to do anything in his turn, he's just like, get out of here if you're not going to be helpful. And I was like, wow, really, Sora? Showing our true colors, I guess, on that. I'm really hoping, too, that we'll see more of Sora in the future, too, because he ends up disappearing pretty soon after this. He reveals evidently too much of the Fusion user's plans, and, yeah, he gets teleported back before he can bring out, I guess, a new fusion for the fur animals. So I'm not really sure. I didn't know if it was going to be the Chimera one that we saw before, but I guess there's a fusion that's even stronger than that, and I can't wait to see that. I assume we're going to see it eventually. I mean, they wouldn't just leave it like that. I mean, Sora's going to come back, I think, at some point. But he gets teleported back to the fusion dimension, and then, of course, we start hearing a lot about the different dimensions that are going on. So there is a Synchro dimension, which we hadn't really seen anything about. We learn a little bit more in the next episode. Then there is an XC dimension, which is where Yuto and Shun are from, of course. And then you have the Fusion dimension. We actually see a pretty good amount of that one, and that's where Sora's from. He was evidently top in his class, and it's a duel academy, basically. And it's like a medieval-looking duel academy, which is kind of cool. And that was his mission, was to go to the standard dimension, and that's where everything is going on. The standard dimension is where Yuya is going on, and where the story is mainly taking place. So yeah, there's a lot of really confusing stuff going on, so I don't blame anyone if they're confused on this, because with all these different names and dimensions, this could be a pretty confusing story, but I like that. I mean, the other stories have been, lately, I don't know, I haven't really enjoyed some of the main plot of some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stories, and I really like this one. I just didn't really get into Zeller or Zexal, as I've said plenty of times. I liked 5Ds and the others, of course, obviously, but yeah, I'm really liking this story so far, because it is a little bit more confusing, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, of course, we find out the XC users are very peaceful and everything, and they were in Heartland. So does that mean Yuma is in that dimension too, or is there two different dimensions? It's almost like, that's what I was thinking of the other day. This is almost becoming like a superhero, like a comics thing, even DC, and I think Marvel do this as well, where there's so many different dimensions. Is there going to be a zombie dimension now too, and all this other, I mean, it's so confusing. Is there going to be a dimension where Yuya is evil, or, I guess that's kind of the fusion dimension though, I don't know. It's just really weird on this. It's going to be, pretty out there, so I don't know how the older series, how they even connect with this at all, or even if they do, they might not connect at all, which would kind of make sense. It makes things a little less complicated, and of course, they wouldn't be able to probably get the older voice actors anyway. It costs too much money on the budget, I'm sure they have, for this series. Anyway, so we see that Fusion users attack them, blow everything up, and that's pretty much it on that, on the episode 36 that we learned. Then on 37, we see the Synchro user, Hugo, or, like I said, Yugioh. I mean, we're seeing both names, so I'm just say both, I guess. And the XC users think that he is with the Fusion people. So, you know, Shun and Yuto think that he's just a pawn for the fusions, and he doesn't know what the heck they're talking about. So this proves, I guess, that the Synchro users, they're not really on anyone's side. I don't know if he's the only one that can travel between dimensions. I don't know if there's something wrong with the D-wheel that he has or something, because he's actually on a D-wheel. Of course, it's the one we've seen in the opening and everything else. And he has the Synchro version of Odd Eyes. And we finally got the effect and all for that, which is a pretty cool card. Anyway, so he battles against Yuto, and he's just wanting to fight him. You know, he's the dragon, evidently, the Synchro dragon is wanting to fight. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if it's the dragons that are causing all this trouble, or is it something else? Are they trying to get one of the duelists to have all the dragons to be able to take on whatever this new threat is? What's going on in this? I think there's a bunch of different options this story could go, which is, again, pretty cool idea. Anyway, we see them dueling. Finally, you get to see Dark Rebellion and then the Synchro dragon against each other. And, yeah, I mean, they're just kind of countering each other. And then you finally see, like, them, I guess, take over the duelists, you know. So we see, like, Yuto, his eyes start glowing, and the same with Yugioh. And, yeah, they can't really control themselves. They just want to destroy, finally. So I guess that part is the dragons taking them over. And again, I don't really understand what they were trying to say on that. But dragons, I think, in the end, just want to fight. I don't know if it really matters on anything else. And even, it's starting to affect even Yugioh. And I think he probably would have changed. His eyes probably would have changed, too, if he would have had Odd Eyes out. You know, because he's not in the middle of this duel. This is just a two-people duel, 1 versus 1. So I think if he would have got in on that, it probably would have been, you know, his eyes would have changed and Odd Eyes might have taken him over as well. But anyway, that happens, and then Yuya talks to Yuto and reminds him that, you know, they're about peace and everything. And Yuto remembers that he doesn't want to fight like this. You know, it's not what he's after. So he ends up coming back to his senses, but the Synchro user doesn't, and ends up winning the duel. And I guess Yuto ends up going back to his dimension. I'm not really sure on that. I mean, I'm sure it's not Shadow Realm or Dead or anything like that. I'm sure he went back to his dimension, and he gives Yuya Dark Rebellion Dragon. The Synchro user's still there, though, too, so I'm not sure if he's going to want to fight Yuya eventually, or what's going to happen. I assume it's going to be a later on episode, because I think he left after that. And I don't think the Synchro user really has any evil intentions. I think he just wants to fight. I think he's a little bit more of a pawn to the dragon, instead of his type of summoning, or, of course, even the fusion people. And at the end of this episode, too, we see that Rigi gets Yuto's Duelist, and they're, like, scanning it, I guess, to figure out the technology behind it. And I wonder if he's, like, taking some of his Xyz, like the Xyz technology. I don't know. It's sort of like what we saw with Pendulum Monsters, how they were making their own Pendulum Monster cards. I don't know. And then we also get to see the Fusion Dimension again, where Sora is evidently getting healed and everything, and I think they're taking his memories or something. I don't know if he's going to, like, have his mind wiped and not know Yuya in the future, or what's going to happen on that, but they evidently, or at least looking through his memories, and they find out a bunch of stuff. And then we get to see the fusion version of Yuya on that. So I assume that's going to be the evil Yuya. I think in the end, though, honestly, all of them are just going to team up, and either it's going to be, like I said, Yuya getting all of their main monsters, you know, so like how we got Dark Rebellion, and then fighting the main guy, or it's going to be that all of them actually team up. And it might be a little mix of both on that, too. But, yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. There's a lot going on. Evidently, Yuzu is the last person, too, they need to unlock whatever that power is. I guess it's some kind of power. I mean, I don't think they really elaborated on that, but I guess they got the different girls from all the different dimensions that were with the different, you know, versions of Yuya, so there's different versions of Yuzu, and she's the last one they don't have, so they need her. I guess it has something to do with the bracelet. I don't know, really, but, yeah. So, yeah, very confusing story. It's almost like Kingdom Hearts over here, you know? It's like, this happened, this, and this person was asleep, and then nobody's attacked. It's just, oh, wow, what is going on? And then, if it's one bad enough, it's all the different variations of the names. That's what's getting me the most, because I'm, like, trying to make sure I'm talking about we're saying the right name for the right person, especially in these videos. But, yeah, tell me what you guys think's going on. I think it's mainly the dragons that are, you know, at least bothering the different versions of Yuya, but then also the dimensions are fighting. So I'm wondering if the dragons are trying to choose the right duelist, you know, and they're all going to team up with the right duelist of the different versions of Yuya and battle against whatever's going on, or something like that. Maybe it is like a test or something. I don't know. There's just a lot of ways the story could go, and again, I'm really enjoying it. I think this series has been very good so far, and you know, even I still see people complain about character designs. Even the character designs, this show has been a lot better, I think. You know, and it's I'm really enjoying it. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm seeing a lot of good things from it too. Other people saying that at least the story's really good, and all these different cards that have been introduced have been cool as well. And I need to do a video too. I might wait until we get the fusion version of Odd Eyes, but I want to compare the different versions of Odd Eyes. You know, Synchro, XC, and then of course there's the Pendulum version probably, and then maybe we'll compare the two fusions that Yugi has as well. But yeah, tell me what you guys think on that and also those video ideas. As always, thank you for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and of course, I will catch you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and also check out my other two channels, CyberKnight Games for Let's Plays and Pokemon openings, and CyberKnight CCG for Card Fight Vanguard openings.